Good morning and namaste to one and all present here. We all have gathered here for the 2 days conference on recent updates on Companies Act. Can I request our chairperson to escort speaker on today's and then welcome him with floral bouquet? Thank you. I request Divya to give overview of the program.
A very pleasant morning to all the members present here, dignitary of today's program, our first session speaker, Dr. K V Omprakash, and managing committee members. Members will not take much time. We will straight away start the session. Just to give a very brief overview, we have scheduled 2 days conference. First day, we have discussions on role of digital transformation in corporate governance, funding compliances as per Companies Act, CSR Act rules, regulations, and compliances, audit report formats. Tomorrow, we have scheduled 3 corporate governance, ease of doing business discussion, and financial statement review from lens of a stakeholder, issues and complaints in related party transactions, and the last session on the CARO. With that, we will be covering major important things in Companies Act seminar. With that very, very brief note, I also request all of you to please register for 2 days annual conference, which we are holding in August on 11th and 12th in Palace Grounds. With that, I request all of you to have a wonderful session. Thank you.
Yeah, I request the dignitaries to come on the dais. I'm Vice Chairman, please, for lighting the lamp.
यशस्तुप्तेषु जागृति यशस्तुप्तेषु जागृति अस्मिन् लोकः अस्मिन् सर्वे तदूना कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thank you, members. Thank you, dignitaries. I have privilege in introducing today's first speaker, Dr. K V Omprakash, sir. Dr. K V Omprakash is a philanthropist, is a corporate lawyer, mediator and arbitrator and company secretary by profession, and focuses mainly on corporate and business legal advisory services. He is the founder director of Conscientia Law Associates and Conscientia Consultancy Private Limited. He has been in legal profession since 1989. He has been awarded as Doctor of Excellence by CIAC for outstanding achievements in corporate law. His hobbies are moderating, managing MC, and then yoga, marathon, cycling, palmistry, music, trekking, swimming, cricket, shuttle badminton, giving guest lectures, etc. With this brief introduction, I present before you Dr. K V Omprakash, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Chairman Divya. It's wonderful to be here with the Institute of Chartered Accountants and Mr. Manjunath M. Harrier and the Vice Chairman. Thanks for inviting me and calling me for this 2 days conference on updates on the Companies Act. Chartered accountants are experts in income tax, but they want always training in Companies Act. Likewise, CS people normally, for them, nightmare is the IT Act, income tax. Both are doing the same service, same kind of services, but the only advantage is the chartered accountants sign the balance sheet along with the promoters and the directors. Unless they sign, shareholders are not going to approve. That catch is not there with the company secretaries. We come up to the level of finalizing the balance sheet, but the signing authority is the chartered accountants. May I know how many are practicing? Quite a few. When it comes to practice and employment, I see practicing people enjoy more than employment. But when you practice after a period of employment, you exactly know the pressure points of a corporate, the priority of the promoter, why certain things are not happening. Maybe this set of people understand than people who right away start practicing. I don't know how many of you will agree with me, because I was also working for companies as a company secretary and legal area. When I started up practice, I could relate many things that may be, kind of tend to slightly accommodate, but still you have a balance. The hearing capacity is more with people who have a employment background and start practice. Those who are fresh, please work for some while, then practice. Those who are already working, it's enough for you to work, start practicing. Those who are practicing, I think you have to grow people. So with these few words, my topic is digital transformation in corporate governance. 2 days back, somebody called me and asked, can you talk on this? I thought it's a simple topic. What is digital transformation? Okay, let us go and try it out. Then when I started looking at it, I was thrilled. The journey of the country in this area has been papers. And this area has really gone to the next level. So digital transformation is nothing but a change, a revolution. I can relate because I belong to the sandwich set of people. Most of you are there. I see senior people here. Some gray hairs are there. They all belong to the old generation also. They must be having grandchildren also. We have been in the ages of going to the department to file. Filing annual return, anything, be it sales tax or central excise or customs or companies act or your income tax filing. It used to be an hangama and a mela. People carrying papers, tons of paper. I've also gone there. Standing in queues, getting token, pre-scrutiny, post-scrutiny. And that one particular blue ink stamp, it has value. Until you show that to your client, he never believes you. Sir, file aitu sir. Seal idya. So those were the days. Now, we don't go to the department at all. We go to department only when they call. When a piece of paper comes, and that too it goes to the promoter or the department, and he feels this paper needs to be acted upon, then only the promoter knows. Sir, what do you do with this? Something has come from IT department or ROC or GST. When you see that letter itself is 6 months old. Okay, mails would have been coming. Then we start acting. Today, the change is so heavy, and the professionals, the corporate sector, the business community, MSME or a high top level companies, they know the value of how to invest on what, keep the pace on the digital transformation. Gone are the days that you have one PC and one server. You need to be upgraded and your connectivity should be at the highest level. Otherwise, your work is gone. In Gita, change, there also it has been mentioned, for the protection of good, for the destruction of evil, and for the establishment of dharma. I am born from age to age. This is Lord Krishna's version. I represents change or transformation. Today's topic is digital transformation. I could relate in early 90s. Those days, public issue was the biggest happening in the corporate sector. You will have every weekend one issue opening. People go to the bank, pick up the application. Nobody reads it. They will only ask how many times it will oversubscribe. So you apply. Entire family applies. Especially without prejudice. If Gujaratis or Marwadis are there, their family members completely apply. Wife, grandmother, grandfather, all. They don't even spare minors also. Guardian karke, they apply. Idea is at least one will get subscribed. You'll get through. Then came the refund portion. You apply, you don't get your shares allotted. You need to get refunded. It doesn't come. Money is sitting in bank, company. They have some connection. One rotation happens, huge money. When your issues get oversubscribed 20 times, 30 times, and you need to return the unsuccessful applicants, it takes time. There is some 90 days, 120 days. You had a registrar and transfer agents, the merchant bankers. All these people have to process the allotment in discussion with stock exchanges. Listing happens, then the refund goes. Huge money. By then, the investors start writing letters to the company, SEBI, stock exchange, it piles up. I have soiled my hand in that. I know the pains. Morning, you go from morning to evening, you will only get calls from investors. What happened to my refund? That was a process. They used to print a refund order. It used to be on, large scale. And it has to be posted, delivered. People have to get it, encased, again go to the bank. By the time you get your money, it's 3-4 months. Sometimes refund order doesn't reach you because of address. All data entry problems are there. It gets returned undelivered. Then you have to apply for duplicate refund order, all those things. They introduced stock invest. I don't know how many of you know that. Stock invest was something called an instrument when the moment it is allotment is over, automatically your investment comes back to your account. That was very tedious. It didn't work out. Then came our Information Technology Act, which started telling everything can be digitalized. It gave the authority. Under that, the first was the dematerialization of share certificates. That means people had physical share certificate. You had your name, company's name, how many shares, distinctive number, share certificate numbers. That certificate used to be in the locker. Ponds, Reliance, Tatas, people who had invested, that grandfather would have invested, then that shares get transmitted. They will keep it in the locker. If the physical certificate is not there, you cannot transfer it. Dividends keep coming regularly. So the day came when they said all these physical share certificates can be digitized or dematerialized, like how your 1,000 rupees note suddenly vanished, 2,000 rupees note vanished. Something like that happened somewhere in 90s it happened. There came your NSDL, CDSL. They are all the depositories. See the transformation. Something which was non-existent is coming up. A depository. What does it do? It keeps all the shares of various companies in digital format. So circulars, notice all went to everybody. And I was the company secretary of a large company which had 120 shareholders, 20,000 shareholders. My boss called me, okay, let us demat all the shares. So that process took a lot of time. It means we have to communicate all these shareholders. Those days communication was writing a letter and posting. Emails were not very popular. It was there, but not much know. Today, nobody asks you your home address. Even for a wedding also, have you ever seen somebody asking your house address? WhatsApp number, please, or your email. Email also is kind of outdated. Most of the social clubs or chambers, even institutes, they have groups. They put one posting so everybody knows. Nobody gets a personalized letter or information, even wedding invitation also. That group I have put. They pick some 100 people, call them, then shortlist 20 people, go in person and give. So this is the trend. See the transformation. So going through this, when the demat of shares happened, people didn't believe. Even I didn't believe. How is it going to happen? All the shares going to be digitized. Something goes wrong, what happens? But the system was so good. Every share got dematerialized. It took time. Not that first it was optional. They didn't make it mandatory. Today your currency gets dematerialized. There is a window. Not overnight it happens. Still people are searching in their house whether any 2,000 rupees is sticking around. Ladies do change their handbags, but money also they may not change. Sometimes it will be sticking in one of the bags. After 6 months, they will get that 2,000 rupees. So those kind of issues are there. Similarly, in demat of shares, due the period kept on going, people were not able to find the original certificates. Then the issue came, if I don't have the original certificate, can I transfer? Can I demat it? Then came, okay, if you are a shareholder, we go by the merits, see your numbers. Okay, we understand that you have share, but you don't have an original certificate. So process of issuing duplicate share certificate, then taking that share certificate and then digitizing. So these kind of things were happening. Why I'm telling you all these things is there are a set of people who may not have known how this digitization first came into existence. Now today, without the government portals, you can't operate. If a government portal doesn't work for 2 hours, how many mails, how many messages, how many phone calls run around as though the heaven has fallen down. Maybe they are doing some maintenance or some issues. It is not working. People do have a tendency to do everything in last minute. That is the problem. Traffic is heavy. Not alone on the road, here also. We start cribbing. Same thing could have been done 1 week back. Why? Your clients are like that. Tomorrow is the last day, today evening 6 o'clock, it will come in your inbox. That night is a Shivratri for you. Client will say, I have sent it long time back. Has it been filed? 1 hour he calls up and asks. That is the attitude of clients. They can ask, after all we are paid. But getting them prepared is also very important. You also have communication systems. Start telling them, sir, there will be heavy traffic. There are chances that your return may not be filed. You may have to end up paying penalty. It's not on me. Especially the practicing company secretaries face more because they have a lot of things to file. GST, lot of things to be filed. Your chartered accountants also do that. So you can't miss it. systems are systems only. Though we talk about digital transformation, it's prone to its own ineffectiveness also. There could be some lapses. At the right time, Murphy's law start working. We are ready, they are not ready. Everything is ready, net is not working. That day, heavy rainfall, one area network is gone. People travel from one area to another area. Oh, you get network there, is it? I'll come there. So all these things happen. So now I have just prepared a small slide. Today, what we will be seeing is how the Companies Act has geared up with this digital transformation. What are their advantages, disadvantages, how digital transformation is effectively used, whom it is addressed to, how are the stakeholders, especially the practitioners, the government, the shareholders, the investors, the buyers, the creditors, the lenders, how are they benefited? The directors, how they have used it for their advantage. So these are the small few things we will be discussing here. And I'm open if anybody wants to share their experience. Some people have struggled to upgrade to this level. The best test was during COVID days. Many people or many practitioners, those who didn't invest on their hardware, software, storage, had a tough time. They couldn't work from home. People who had proactively or with few vision had everything, in a place where their employees or their fellow practitioners can work from home. They survived. Others were all scouting for a technical person to put this in place. All of the COVID, they were doing this only. So preparedness is very important, and keeping pace with the digitization is the order of the day. You can't say I don't have this. Client expects. They want data protection, privacy. They want fast business, and they don't want excuses. So with this, how practitioners or the support team functions in terms of compliances is all about we are going to discuss today. So if you see the stakeholders, we have directors, shareholders, creditors, debtors, investors, government authorities. This digital transformation is a necessity. It is not an option. It has become necessity and need of the hour because of the growing population, complexities of the transaction, monitoring, and getting revenue out of it. So the main focus of the government is, you do whatever you do. I have my systems in place. I want a low from your revenue. Ultimately, that is the bottom line. Shareholder is interested in his dividend. Promoter is interested in his profit. Government is interested in their tax. So the whole system is migrating towards enriching each stakeholder from his perspective, tries to enrich from this transformation. Of course, the growth of IT, that is the software and IT professions, have given immense strength to bring lot of government portals. Today, booking in railways is so easy. We used to go and stand in the railway counters for hours. You may not have taken that 10 paisa or 50 paisa to buy that form. Pen won't be there. You'll have to go and ask for a pen, borrow a pen, write something. You will not know the train number. If you don't know the train number, you have to go to the inquiry counter. Inquiry counter will have 50 people standing to know the train number. Those days, phone were not there. Today, everything is available on a click. People start booking from even their restrooms. So that is the transformation we have. Filing happens. Returns, filing, everything happens. How Companies Act impacted the digital transformation in corporate governance. So if you see electronic communication and participation, so everything is communication has become electronic mode. So you don't have to worry about typing a letter, sending it across. So emails are enough, messaging is enough, e-voting has come. So this is all very good for the shareholders. Online shareholders meeting has come. Your EGM and AGM can be conducted by video conference. I think this year also it is allowed. Till September, you can conduct that by video conference. There's a circular, I understand. So access to digital records and information. You don't have to have a physical register. So everything is maintained in your digital form. Directors. So they also use your electronic communication documentation. Section 20 allows that. Digital board meetings. So today board meetings happen. If you see a board meeting, when you ask the director to switch on your camera, he is in a train or he is in the airport or he is in home. Irrespective of wherever you are, the board meeting happens. On that time, attendance is marked, it is recorded. It's very easy for minuting also. Sorry about it. And digital reporting and compliance. Directors are blessed. Now, they don't have to call their company secretary or auditors to find out. They can find out if they're a little smarter and they know the nuances of the portals. And if the registers are there in the server, he can find out for information. Even before going to any investors meeting, he will have numbers in his hand. Government authorities, as I told, they are interested in monitoring the performance of the company, where they are, how they are. So in this process, the government has access to the company information and digital integration. So by monitoring a company, now they are introducing artificial intelligence, where this artificial intelligence is going to throw out after the deadline period what are the number of companies not done. Automatically, a system generated notice goes, first notice, second notice, third notice, prosecution, compounding. So within 6 months, you will be standing before the authority, pleading guilty or contesting, ultimately ending up paying a fine. So artificial intelligence is meant for big technology or easing difficult things, but government has taken it to use to enrich themselves by penalizing the corporates for their lapses. Of course, they don't come to a company which is complied. Despite professionals around, lapses are happening. And these lapses, even if you keep 5%, is a big chunk. People, professionals are busy in fighting these cases. As a lawyer, I have fought so many compounding of offense. With his own hands, I have got 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, just compounding fee for non-filing of certain mundane forms, just a lapse. So investors, for investors, it's very easy now. If you want to know about a company, just go to website portal, find out what is the situation. You get the balance sheet. You can download all the details. You don't have to go to an expert to all these things. And they can attend meetings through proxies, e-voting. The information is available, it's digitalized. So no more issues. Lenders. Lenders are people who give large monies, long-term loans, 20 crores, 50 crores for infrastructure products, manufacturing. So the moment they start seeing their EMIs are not coming in place, they start looking at their compliances, balance sheets. So that mechanism is allowed for them. So they can monitor. And from the perspective of due diligence, earlier a team used to come for due diligence. The proposed investors has to invest in a company or acquire the company. A team used to come. The big fives were appointed. They used to give a huge checklist. Even now also they give. But now they only want issue-based details. Rest and all they are aware. You don't have to talk about it. Earlier, to prepare a search report, we used to go to ROC and sit there for a whole day. It was a picnic actually. Go there, give the number, the person goes there, he will search for the file. File is not there, sir, you come after lunch. So at the end of the day, around 6 o'clock, with the involvement of the higher ups, the file is traced. Then sit in the file, half the papers are not there. If the investors are smart, the companies are also very smart. They used to remove the papers from the file. Those days, no scannings were there. So the details were not available in full despite the search report. I myself have done a lot of search reports. 3 volumes of file for a company of say 15 years old company. First volume you will not get. Second, maybe you will, if you have luck, you will get. The last one definitely you will get. That will be only of 50 pages. With that, what will you give a search report? The company incorporated so and so, so that 2 volumes not available. With the available file, these are the reports. So this is how the search report used to be there. Now, everything is available. Of course, there was a cutoff date. I think 2006 or 7, the whole thing got migrated, digitized. We were involved in digitizing also. The ROC had called all the practitioners to put their systems and scan. It was like a mela. Entire hard copies were digitized. Then the entire thing was scrapped. So due diligence, very important for the investor or the person who wants to invest. Operational creditors also. Nowadays, creditors are very smart. You want to have a contract with a company, the operational creditors, they look at it. The vendors, they can also look at the company's standing in the industry, whether they are profit making or loss making, whether do I have to make a deal with them. So all these people are using this digital technology. Now, corporate governance. Again, when you talk about corporate governance, it is only meant for the shareholders. Who is the beneficiary? As a owner, I need to know whether my company is doing well. My investment is safe. Am I going to get the dividend? If you are a preference shareholder, still worse. So for these shareholders, it's very important. Then comes for them again, they can have an inspection, electronic documents can be done, given, online proxies are there. Cyber security and data protection is very important. For directors, again, board meetings, voting and consent, secure document management, digital signatures have come in place. So normally directors don't carry the digital signatures. Somebody in their office monitors it. Yeah, with the information, the digital signature has been signed. So the directors, with the collaboration of portal usages, various government portals are there. They are abreast with this. So to become a director, especially an independent director, you should be on your toes, because any notices come, you are held responsible. Though there are Supreme Court order, this, that, and all, still you're to say no, your name is going to get added in the showcase or whatever it is the case. To tell no, I am an independent director, this verdict is there, I am not liable. It takes 5 years or 6 years to come out of the case. So that's the power of the litigation. Again, as I told you, lenders also have an approach. They can have access to the digital documents available. They get the real-time reporting. So they don't have to call any accounts person to know the company situation. Operational creditors also I have told. All covered. How many of you have heard about NESL? Please, sir. NESL. So NESL is a new concept. I'm just touching upon it because many of you may not know. But if you are a borrower, definitely you'll know. Any company or a person who borrows money, he will get one mail from NESL that this is the amount you have borrowed from so and so person. Person, I'm talking about bank. Is it correct or is it wrong? Please authenticate it. When you see, if you are not a borrower and the number mentioned there, say you have taken 20 lakhs and it is standing at 30 lakhs, you are going to dispute it. There are three A, B, C. Either you say, yes, I'm a borrower. B, I'm not a borrower. C, I'm disputing it. So what is this NESL? Who is it? Why should they send? Who gives that information? Are they authenticated? Under IBC, the Insolvency and Bankrupt Code, there's something called information utilities. And it is a repository of information regarding borrowings. Now, insolvency and bankruptcy is all about your borrowing. The moment you become NPA, a non-performing asset, to any of the lenders, the action starts, recovery process starts. A recovery process starts by notices, then DRT, securitization, then comes your OTS. Okay, Baba, I'm not going to ask you so much. 20 lakhs is your loan. With interest, it is 45 lakhs. Now I am giving you an opportunity. Please pay me 20 lakhs. Say 3 months' time. That period is also elapsed. Then money, the bank decides, okay, let us go for winding up or insolvency petition. So that's when they go to the NCLT and file a liquidation petition or insolvency petition. Then your corporate insolvency process starts, CIRP it is called. The first document with the judge requires is give me a statement from NESL. So National E-Governance Security Limited, it's called NESL. So they give the document telling so much is pending. So how do they get the information? The bankers, they give the information to NESL, the list of total borrowings. NESL maintains it. The moment they get the information, they send to the borrowers that I have received so and so information. Is that correct? Notices are sent 3 times. If no response, it is considered to be accepted. It is all system generated. So this is a major step, a milestone, I can say. Even you can go and find out. If you can just go and register there as a user, this company, how much borrowing it has, who are the bankers, you will get the details. So this is the role of NESL under the information utilities under the IBC code. So this is a major trend setter, and all the borrowers and the lenders have their data, and the data are secured, and privacy and non-disclosure, everything has been done by NESL. And they are coming out with a lot of other services also. Later on, I will tell you that. So what they do is centralize information management, standardization and digitization of data, verification and authentication of information, real-time updates and accessibility, streamline insolvency processes. So this is the main scope of NESL. So during the insolvency, they give the certificate. Yes, we confirm that this company or this corporate debtor owes this much money to this bank. So it becomes easy for the presiding officer, the adjudicating officer to decide on the case and admit the case. So all these things are the duties of NESL, like credit confidence, efficient data management, reduction of information asymmetry, standardization, data integrity and confidentiality, information sharing. They can share the information, compliance and regulation. Of course, NESL is also under the radar of the IBBI and RBI. So they report there. It is not, it is a statutory body. Now let's come to the corporate level. How does this digital transformation, alias your corporate governance, help in the decision making? See, for decision making, you need information. To get information, you need to have data. So all these things are available. Data is something which has evolved. Now data is available everywhere. People need to get a data, you need to pay for it. NESL charges, it's not free. It charges. They are also into business. So while having a decision-making theme, how this digital transformation is helping. It enables the real-time monitoring and key performance indicators. Digital transformation facilitates the integration of various data sources. Digital transformation empowers decision makers with timely access. See, the information you get is not old. For example, you can see the bankers few years back, they will suddenly write a letter, we want your latest balance sheet, audited balance sheet. Then you write a letter saying that no, our audit is going on. Can I give an unaudited provisional balance sheet? So they make one impressive numbers and send it, bank is happy. When the actual audit happens, there's a big difference. So here it is not so. It's all real time. You don't have to even talk, they know. Of course, in an AGM, the shareholders have to make decisions. And for making that decision, they need information. With this digitization, the shareholders are informed ahead of time. They get the accurate information. They can cross-check with the notice which they have come and what documents they have been furnished, whether it is correct or not through the websites. So such is the power of the digitization. So as we already discussed, virtual AGMs are allowed, electronic votings, online shareholders engagement, decision making for operation and reducing cost. So here, if the process is automated, your cost reduces. So electronic document management. This is what I was telling about NESL. Now they have come out with two products, which is called the DDE and EBG. EBG is nothing but electronic bank guarantees. It is all happening paperless. And digital document execution. The approach is NESL now encourages paperless documentation education, tying up with the stamp authorities, stamp duty authorities, the buyers, sellers, the lenders, borrowers, all these agreements are digitally executed, sitting at their respective places. You don't have to go to the bank to execute your borrowing. It is all digitized. Stamp duty is automatically done. Everything is payment happens, your document is digitally executed and it is stored, period. Even the sub-registrar for the properties are also trying to tie up with this. You don't have to go to a sub-registrar office, stand in hours together and execute documents. Everything can happen from home. This is the next gen. It's called the digital documentation execution, where even the stamp duty is getting connected. So it will take time, but it is going to happen. Tomorrow, when you're buying a flat, you don't have to go. You just have to give your details. Once your document is correct, your professionals have seen it, the execution happens on signature at home. We used to wonder, milk wala, maid, they were not having cell phones. Now you see their gadgets. They are they have the expensive one, most expensive one. Sometimes I keep my cell phone even away from them. The milkman, the watchman, the paper wala, they upgrade themselves. So today everything is digitized. I can say this technology excellence. But digital signature, I never thought I will be having one. Now today, everyone has it. In company, everybody has it. And whenever I travel also, when our team files some forms, I have to send the OTP. Especially after this digital transformation, women have taken toll on the Institute of Company Secretaries and Chartered Accountants. And nowadays, when we used to go to the institute, out of 10, one used to be a girl or two used to, maybe one or two girls used to be there. Now it is a full reverse. You have 10 girls and one or two boys, that's all. Especially for company secretaries, practicing company secretaries, it's a blessing. People can sit at home and work at their convenience, bridge their family, also do the practice, especially even for chartered accountants also. During the annual return period, filing period, these ladies are busy in the night hours only for filing documents. So newly married couples have their own problems. I don't want to tell about that. So this filing has become so important for them, and it has encouraged them to join this course. Even as a lawyer, I'm saying, court has come to your house. Whenever I'm arguing or presenting myself before the court, I can see, at home I'm there and my wife says, oh, this is the court, is it? Fine. Nobody has to go to the court and see. Today, court has come to your home. VC, virtual conference. Many courts have decided, especially in the criminal procedure where there is any economic offense, people have been filed. Across the country, there are directors. Now the economic offense courts have decided, okay, let us not insist them to be present. On VC itself, they conduct the course, appearances happen. You don't have to engage a lawyer also. So that is the power of the technology. Annual report preparation, that's what I was mentioning about. Now the preparation itself is different. You have various tools for that. XBRL, GAP, you name it. See, the idea is the traditional way of balance sheet, people have to work on that to come with your ratio analysis, your other profit versus debt. You need to calculate. But these tools, XBRL and all, it throws out. So the government department is very easy for them what to see. They have designed those formats only for their benefit. What they need to see and what is expected out. So they don't have to take a printout, sit down and put a Excel sheet and calculate. So everything is available. So that is how the annual financial reports and annual returns are designed. What is required for the authorities and the investors. So risk management is one issue which pops up. My data is being stored in a server. Is it safe? Will it crash? Is the question normally we ask ourselves. Though everybody's office is automated, you have all the technologies available, still you have a file. Please take a photocopy and file it in the file. This is the instruction even I give. Because I belong to that generation where I feel things may go wrong. Your server crashes and you don't have a backup. How will you face your clients? It's a question. I know somewhere remotely it is stored. There is a mirror, what do you call, data storage available, but to retrieve is very difficult. At that point of time, there will be authentication problems. You may not be able to retrieve it in the way you want. There are chances of certain data getting lapsed. So this risk management, how do we address? So there are experts in this. The data management companies are making huge money. They process data and store in such a way, they gather, analyze, mitigate all the risk, and for that everything there is a charge. You want on a daily basis a data charge, communication charge. So these people are making money and they're all domain experts. People like us who are all support services, chartered accountants, lawyers, company secretaries. We do not know the jargon, what happens. When you call a vendor, he talks about this storage, this much cost. Now, if you put in the cloud, this is the problem. So now today what has happened? We need to have an administrator, a software or a hardware specialist who really knows how to store these documents. My time is 11:30, is it? Sorry, another half an hour I have to bore you. Please bear with me. The topic is like that. So how do the data which is now in the server being stored and secured? Many of us don't bother about it. We only feel we have a server, laptop, I have certain files, my server has certain. Beyond that, we don't think about it. Most of the small time professional do this. But something goes wrong with your employee or something, he deletes something, what happens? How do you retrieve it? Please have an external storage also available for a fee. Otherwise, you will be cutting a sorry face in front of your clients. So this is one effective method to de-risk this data. Risk management, I have covered it. Now let's talk about the advantage. So corporate governance refers to the system of rules, practices, processes by which a company is directed and controlled. It revolutionizes the way business operates, change decision-making process and regulation compliance. So digitization has enhanced transparency and accountability. Accountability in terms of corporate governance is very important. If you say, I am complied with, that means your accountability has been demonstrated. It provides stakeholders with timely and accurate update regarding financial performance, corporate strategies, and governance practices. It facilitates efficient board management and communication. Digital communication channels allow for effective communication and collaboration between board members. Impact of risk management and compliances. So these are the few advantages of transformation. Again, there are all these things are covered. So when you come to disadvantages, as I was talking about, your cyber security is data privacy. So these are some risk elements for which you need to plan. You need to really have a proper server and hard disk with regular backup. Every night, whatever transaction has been done should get saved in a local hard disk and also in the external server. So during the day, whatever you work, it's mirrored. So these are certain things which everybody has to, even in a company also it's required. Otherwise, we will end up in security risk and even theft, data thefts, data breaches. So digital divide and accessibility issues, as I was mentioning, small time people can't afford. So now digital transformation, when you talk about the tier A cities or tier 1 cities, you have facilities. Everything is available. But going down, so your tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, rural area, what is the reach? Whether the literacy in India support this? People still say, I am from a rural area. I cannot practice in my village. I have to come to a metropolitan city to practice as a chartered accountant or a company secretary or a lawyer. Why? Definitely because of the clients. Now, things are changing. Big companies are going to rural areas, tier 2 cities, B centers, C centers, putting their training facilities, manufacturing facilities. Mysore has large industrial estate now. Earlier it was a tourism place. Only Dasara used to happen. Now you have the biggest training institute of Infosys in Mysore. Around that place, city has grown. Earlier, Mysore used to have one road. Everything you can see and come out. You can go up to the Kaveri Emporium and again come back to Srirangapatna. Now it is not so. It has a ring road, peripheral ring road. Why? Development, digital transition. Practicing company secretaries are there. Your institute has a chapter in Mysore. It is decentralized. Going forward, your Dharwad, Balgav, all those things is going to happen. Take it from me, from 10 years from now, everyone will be connected. People used to engage only people in Bangalore or Chennai or Delhi to represent matters. That day is gone off. Fantastic roads are there. Morning you start, you are there before us in the court. So this transformation has given way for infrastructure development also. Commuting. Another disadvantage is you have to train your employees. Now, whenever you recruit young chartered accountants, company secretaries, lawyers, one question you ask is whether you know English. First question. There are non-English speaking professionals. They are good at their academic, but English is a problem. Do you take them? They are good at work, no way, but communication is very bad. You can't expose them to clients. They'll do your back work. And there are certain people who will never develop their English skill. Second comes how good you are in your computers. Are you good in Excel, Word, PPT? This PPT also, I had my interns to do it. That's why they have put a lot of English. I didn't have time to go through this. Anyway, they have done a good job. Interns are very good in searching. For them, Google is God. Even in our own house, if you talk to your kids, they will not believe you. You say something is there in that particular city, this is available. Within so it's better not to tell anything. You simply say we are going to this place, they know everything. And they will guide you where to go, what to know. And mind you, when you are going to any new place, they know all the nightclubs. Resto bar, they know. We will only look for Kamath, Sagar, for some food. We need Uta. They are not into Uta at all. They have all transformed kids. Many faces are smiling at me. I have one at home. So already they are planning for Friday night what to do. So whenever I take my wife and go, I only remember about 4 or 5 places. Most of them are closed. And the new generation resto bar and all, I don't know even to read the menu card. For me, I only see the right hand side and what is to be done. How do we address this? You go with your wife and you want to expose her to a new place. That day is gone. Oh, you do only these things, is it? Every day you go and eat this. See the price, 697 rupees. For 4 mushroom pieces, you will come and give it, which in our house we will throw it off. It is almost burnt. If you ask them, they will say it is kada, tawa fried or something like that, they will say. We have to cope up. Resto bars have come in the tier 2 cities also, sir. Why are we talking about Bangalore? All your highway corridors and all have these things. Exactly, kid knows where to stand. Have break. We go and eat the tatte idli, they know what to eat. So this is a model which has grown because of this digitization. So your rural areas are also uplifting themselves. Professionals are settling there. They have big farmhouses. They are doing their agriculture at the same time they are practicing. See the lifestyle. We are stuck with the price. To plan here to come by 9:45, I had to do all circus from morning. It is not so for them. So this is the convenience of transformation. So yeah, that's what I was talking about, skill gaps. You need the right people to be in your office. It is not that you have a degree and you can survive. No, English should be good, communication should be good, presentation should be good. Your overall idea of how it works. So reliance on technology, loss of personal interaction. Yes, people chat among colleagues. They chat. Hey, what's about you? Know what is the lunch for you? We don't go to one table and ask. Everything is happening on WhatsApp or internal chat. The personal interaction is less. This I have explained you. The share certificate dematerialization. I don't have to go back into this. So NESDL and CDSL were formed. So advantages of dematerialization, which I have already told you. The share transfer used to be a major task. A sells to B signs as a buyer. He has to send that share certificate along with the share form to the company. The company will change the names accordingly and update their members register, and again endorse the new buyer's name and send the certificate to them. The whole process used to take 6 months. In the meantime, the share certificate is last end of the story. So this was the system we used to follow just 20 years back. Now it is all on your money is transferred, your name is gone. It's just less than a fraction of a second. See the enormous time we have been wasting, because we can't blame them. That was the system. Yeah, that's all I told you. So now let me talk about Information Technology Act. Next 5 minutes, I'll close it off. This is the mother of your digitization. The legal authority and authenticity. Through its sections, it has given various powers. Of course, even the courts, the session courts, the lower courts, when it comes to evidence, whether a WhatsApp message can be considered as evidence, still it is a disputed one. The judge says it cannot be a primary evidence. If primary evidence is not there, okay, I will take it as a secondary evidence that I have sent an WhatsApp message, sir. He has said, or he has sent a smiley. So smiley, what does it say? If you send a reply by way of a smiley, red smiley, blue smiley, one ring smiley, so the judge is confused. The accused says, sir, I have sent, he has smiled. So will this be an evidence? Is it a communication? Whenever you don't have an answer or you don't have time to type back, best way is thumbs up, clap, or a smiley. So whether these things helps you, and in the system it is taken. How many of you tell your bosses that I'm not feeling well, I will not come today? Calling up and telling. How many of you do? Please raise your hands. One message you will get in WhatsApp. Exactly at 9:30 you will get, sir, I'm not well. There is no question of permission. Permission and all is way ahead. It's all old school thoughts. Going to the boss room and asking, sir, Maduve ide sir, I have to go with my family. That man, before coming to the room, he must have practiced 101 times. What to say? How is the boss mood? He will keep on checking. How is the boss now? How is the boss now? But he will go in a very wrong time only. If he was upfront, 5 days back, he could have gone, sir, this is the function. I need to be there. Please grant me leave. Why do you hesitate? He's not going to cut your head. He may say, okay, let me see later. Bosses are also sure, no? Immediately he will never give. And I know a lot of, if there were students or those who are doing some other professional courses, your June and December is very, very, pretty for you. You have that exams coming up. You have to give up one group. So 4 papers means 10 days, study all days, all those things put together, you are going to give 15 days of leave, you are going to ask your boss. Best way, sir, my exam is coming. I may require 10 days leave in a WhatsApp. So he will send you a red smiley first. Then again you will forward. He will kind of send a smiley with that ring. So this keeps going. Why I'm telling you is, this information technology has given authority for a communication to be done in an electronic mode, that is called the email. This app, WhatsApp, today may be there, tomorrow it may not be there. It might be redundant. People having stored this in an WhatsApp, at that point of time, when you go and give it as an evidence, the judge is going to say, WhatsApp is not there. I cannot vouch for it. I will not consider this. It's always better go by your electronic mail. Still it is authentic. Best is sending by a letter NRPAD with acknowledgement due. It has a tracking system also. People don't do. I have sent a mail. Corporates have forgotten this. You used to get employment offer letter at home. How many of you have seen that? The whole house will be happy getting one letter. But here you get in your inbox, or even they use WhatsApp. So it's better to use the old technologies also when you foresee a litigation. Confirmation. Even today, chartered accountants ask for a confirmation of balance. They want a letter to be sent. Chartered accountants do that, right? You get a letter. I need to know the balance, and also when he is planning for his what do you call? I forgot that word. Contingent liability. So litigation, I get that messages. So we need to give that properly. So based on this impact of digital, you had that GST, MCA, lot of portals came into existence. Digital signatures was allowed. E-commerce has become more popular. Now your bank borrowings and all are online. You can apply online. Your sanction is online. Everything is app based. Pre-approved loan. You just have to see your bank account. If you are eligible pre-approved loan, you are entitled. You get a loan. Many of the employers have faced this problem. Their employees take pre-approved loan from the bank and he vanishes. He goes off somewhere to Orissa and settles down. The bank comes to the employer and asks, see, your employee has taken a pre-approved loan of 2 lakh rupees. Where do I find him? So the employer says, why didn't you ask me at that time? Sir, it is pre-approved loan, sir. How can I ask you? Why did you give pre-approved loan? No, he gave the salary certificate, sir. Pay slip and all was there. So how am I liable? So these are all some nuances. So Digital India was planned in 2015 by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The main 3 areas were digital infrastructure as utility, governance and services on demand, digital empowerment of citizens. Based on this scheme, only your Aadhaar card, Bharat Digital Locker, e-education, e-health, e-sign, e-shopping, and national scholarship portals. Everything had come only because of this Digital India concept, thanks to the PM. Going forward, artificial intelligence is going to be there everywhere. Your corporate boardrooms will be having artificial intelligence. You don't need company secretaries to be there. It does everything. It's going to be automated. So e-filing is already there. So I don't have to tell about advantages of e-filing. Most of them know, but one good thing about e-filing is anywhere you can file. Even if you come to know 1 hour before, you can still try to file it. You don't have to depend on somebody. Be it a tax or a MCA filing, anything. You just have to, and artificial intelligence is going to come up, it will pop up, automatically it will pop up. So these are other few things. I think I've covered everything. So most happiest thing is conclusion part. So it's time for me to say bye also. So my personal view is, since I have seen both the era of non-digitization and now where we are, things have changed. A person should be trained. There was a perception when senior people were given a laptop. They used to keep that laptop. They didn't know what to do with it. The learning was very difficult. Now it has changed. I have seen now all of them have got accustomed. We don't see typewriters anymore here. If you have to create a record by going to a typewriter and getting it typed, it's going to cost you a dear. There are people who want typed ones, especially in court when you are creating an evidence. You go to a typist, take that 1980, he has that paper, 80s paper, 90s paper, 2000 paper. The paper color itself, it's soiled. In that, they will type and produce it as a court evidence if the document is not there. So this transformation has made it convenient to all the stakeholders of the company to benefit. And yes, there are a lot of disadvantages. These are all teething problems. Recently, we had a lot of problem with MCA because of the vendor change. When a vendor they have a contract with Infosys for so much years, then Wipro for so much years, then L&T for so much years. So the source code is not available. So this transition creates problem, filing creates problem. Especially when you deal with the foreign client, they don't believe. How can a government website not work? A Japanese asked me a question. You are wrong. You don't know to work. And I had to connect one of the authorities, their staff, to talk to this person. Yes, sir, there is a problem. Technical glitch is there. Then only he agreed. He thought I'm incompetent. India, Modi ji is doing so much. How come your MCA is not working? It happens. It happens. You have to live with it. Morning, clients keep calling. They don't understand. They want things to be done. They're paying you money. Few clients took the case brief and went to other people to file. They're also same problem. Then they realized, okay, our person is also talking truth. So with these things, I would say, for the general business growth and better corporate governance, the digital transformation is the best. And we are enjoying, after seeing the old tracks, it is really a place to be there, and all the professionals are benefited out of it. Entire stakeholder directors, the shareholders, investors, authorities, all are benefiting out of this. And with this few notes, I will close my topic. Any questions? You can definitely contact me. If time permits, I can take a couple of questions. This is my number. My name is Omprakash. I am a practicing advocate and a company secretary, and also part of Bangalore Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you. Thank you for your patient listening. Hope I have at least given some knowledge in this area. Thank you very much.
That was a very good session on the role of digital transformation in corporate governance. A round of applause for that session. We thank you, sir, for sharing that insights on the subject. On behalf of members present here and all the managing committee members of Bangalore branch of SIRCF ICI, we would like to hand over a memento as a token of gratitude and respect to the speaker. Can I request CA Rejo, our MC member, to do the honors? Thank you so much. Now we will break for tea and reassemble sharply at 11:55 for next session. Thank you.